Who do you see in this industry, like beauty pageant winners, Miss World, Miss Universe? Do you see that, they've achieved a lot? Like they've gone right, I would like to do something like that.
I have met Priyanka Chopra once. I always really admired her confidence. I think she's very unapologetic about herself, and that's what I love.
Was the industry welcoming? Is it easy? Was it easy?
Compared to an outsider, yes, I had a platform such as Miss World, which gave me a lot of visibility.
But still an outsider, right? Yeah.
Yeah, still an outsider. I think the industry has been fairly welcoming. I remember there were a lot of people who were interested in launching, and of course, amongst all of that, Yash Raj happened, and my first film happened.
Realistically and honestly, did you get what you wanted from your first film?
Honestly?
Yeah.
See, obviously I didn't.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Manushi Chhillar, and you're watching this on Bollywood Hungama.
Who do you see in this industry, like beauty pageant winners, Miss World, Miss Universe? Do you see that, they've achieved a lot? Like they've gone right, I would like to do something like that. Like, and like Priyanka was there. Have you ever met her? Have you spoken to her?
I have met Priyanka Chopra once. And I feel that as a child growing up, I always really admired her confidence. I think she's very unapologetic about herself, and that's what I love. I think she's not allowed anything to ever bring her down. She's, even if I think she's overcome everything in life, and she's achieved so much, professionally and personally. So I do look up to her a lot. I think I do admire her and her journey. Funny thing, she's also been Miss World. So, like I said, big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill, yeah.
But I feel everyone has their own journey.
Life
and the definition of a good life and a successful life is different for everyone. For me, I think life is a whole. I think it's about a combination of many things. It's a combination of the relationships that you build in your life. It's a combination of how much you work on yourself as an individual. It's a combination of your experiences in life. And it's a combination of, how well you do professionally too. So I think a combination of all of this would somewhere make me feel that for me that is what life is, not just one aspect. So the world sees one aspect, but I think we as individuals are working on many aspects.
Right. Then comes acting. Was the industry welcoming? Is it easy? Was it easy?
Compared to an outsider, yes, I had a platform such as Miss World, which gave me a lot of visibility.
But still an outsider, right?
Still an outsider, getting used to just not knowing people, I think, and getting used to a different culture altogether. And of course, also trying to settle into a new city. And there was a lot of interest from people in general. So I think somewhere, people do want to launch you because you are fairly popular, and it is an exciting launch for them as well.
They all want to cash in on your popularity.
So I think that is a good thing that happened with me, which as opposed to an outsider who wouldn't have a platform such as Miss World. Having said that, there are different challenges obviously you face. You are settling into a new city. You're not just here to explore an industry, but you're also trying to make sure that you're able to survive in a new city. You know that you have to shift everything. You have to have a home. You have your own bills to pay. So I think those are little things that you as an outsider, someone who's not from Bombay, have to also focus on. It's not not just, you can't just be passionate about something and just decide to completely, you have other responsibilities too. And obviously you're fairly new to the culture. I've seen a very 9 to 5, I've seen very 9 to 5 kind of a very routine life. And here it's, some days you're working for 12, 14 hours, some days, then suddenly a few days you're free. So there's a lot of self-discipline that you need in the industry. So I think getting used to it also has been a bit of a task. But at the same time, talking about the industry, I think the industry has been fairly welcoming. I remember there were a lot of people who were interested in launching, and of course, amongst all of that, Yash Raj happened, and my first film happened.
It's a big deal. When it
but I
happens.
think that's about it. I think that excitement of launching the new face, or the excitement of launching this new girl who's become popular helps you get your first film, and then you have to kind of figure it out on your own.
Then you're back, exactly. Then you're again, firstly you spoke about coming to Mumbai. This girl comes to Mumbai with, you said that you didn't have anyone here. Now this place where you live, you see a very different side of Mumbai. Nobody has time for anyone. Everybody is just working, rushing home, going to office. Is Mumbai welcoming? Was Mumbai easy?
For me, Bombay initially was very exciting. I think the very fact that being a girl, I felt so safe in a city where I constantly had to go to the airport to catch flights at odd hours. I was working so much, traveling. So from that perspective, Bombay was quite refreshing. Of course, the traffic is awful. But like you mentioned, looking at a very different part of Bombay, what I love about Bombay is that there is everything imaginable in just this one little box of a city, whenever you go out, you will see all kinds of people. There is, you have Bombay has been the finance capital of the country. You have the film industry. I remember, like in Andheri, you always come across people who are from the artistic field. Here, mostly people are into finance. So I think Bombay has just so many different things to offer. And what I love about the city is everyone's always hustling. Everyone's always working. You can land at, I remember sometimes I used to land at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the night. And on my drive from the airport to home, I would still see so many people working. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., people would be 4 a.m. There are vegetable vendors who are getting ready and
milk,
starting to
sell
their goods. I think Bombay is so happening and so exciting.
It's electric.
And so for a person who's young and who's ambitious, Bombay is a great environment to be in. There's so much opportunity. At the same time, it is also a little tough. You can't be laid back. You can't be laid back here, and you can't be chill here.
Then comes just to keep getting movies. Is that tough?
Of course. I think every time you finish a project, the fact that you don't know what you're going to be doing next, the fact that you don't know when will you be paid next, how much will you be paid next, it's also volatile. It's always going up and down and up and down. So I think that kind of keeps you on your toes constantly. Every time you finish a project, there's always the attempt to figure out what you're supposed to do next. There's no natural growth here. There's no you'll get promoted in some time. Hota rahega. You have to keep making that effort.
Realistically and honestly, did you get what you wanted from your first film?
Honestly?
Yeah.
See, obviously I didn't.
Okay.
And that's a big learning that I've had. I think somewhere after I won Miss World, because the peak that I saw, that was also very different. See, that's one winner amongst many, and that one girl who will be there for a year. Obviously, life is not so, if your profession is not so, there'll be so many people. So the competition is so different. Having said that, for me, I think the film got pushed so much. I remember I gave it my best. So that's a good thing, because that's one regret that I do not have. Because I was not sitting in the theater and thinking, oh, ye main aisa kar leti, waisa kar leti. You always feel that you can do better.
Of course.
That feeling is always there. You always feel that you could have done better.
But at that time you did your best.
At that time I know that I gave it my all. But it didn't do as well as we all thought it would, or as well as I would have wanted it to. But I think that was maybe a little disappointing after waiting for so long, and suddenly the film to not do as well. But at the same time, I think the good thing is that I got such a good experience, and that I got such a big realization that this is now life. You will have films that will do well. You'll have films that will not do well. Probably more films might not do well, looking at the success ratio of the industry. But I think what you have to do is you have to keep working. And you have to like what you're doing.
Say for example, say an Akshay Kumar, he's seen many hits and flops, of late to more flops than hits. But for you, this must have had a bigger impact than say an Akshay Kumar who's seen the circle.
Well, that's because life has spoiled me, right? That's because I've been so spoiled that I in my head started thinking that I can do anything. And whatever I do, I'll probably, achieve it. And that was a certain confidence or overconfidence that somewhere I might say, where, see, and I mean, not calling it overconfidence particularly, but I think that, in my head, I thought that if you work hard towards something, the results will always be in your favor.
Right.
I remember, school, studied hard, got the marks that I wanted, prepared for an entrance, cleared that entrance, after which prepared for Miss India, didn't surprisingly won Miss India, then Miss World. So I always thought, okay, if you keep working hard, things will always, always work out. And this time I worked really hard, this was an okay response.
This is a very different ball game, but again,
but that teaches you about life, and that teaches you the fact that you have to do your part. The result is not in your hands.
Absolutely, especially here.
Yeah.
But are you someone? Say a film didn't work. Are you someone who will be like, I'm done. I want to go back to Delhi. I don't want to do this. Are you that, or you're a fighter?
I would like to think I'm a fighter. I am here. I did spend a year in lockdown not knowing when my film will release, not knowing what other film I'll do. I mean, the film industry was shut. So no one was shooting. I mean, but still, I'm still here and I'm still fighting and I'm still trying for more opportunities.
Right. So you have a film with Varun Tej, you have a film with John. Which one comes first? What comes next?
So I think both of them have to announce their release date. Hopefully both of them will come by the end of the year.
You're done with both of them? You're done shooting with...
No. I'm still, I think technically the Tehran should release first.
Okay.
That's the shoot that I finished. I'm still shooting for Operation Valentine.
Right.
Hi, I'm Manushi Chhillar and you're watching this on Bollywood Hungama.